Most people do not have a productivity problem. They have a clarity problem. They wake up already tired. Their mind feels full before the day even starts. They try to do everything right, but nothing feels under control. At night, they scroll their phone and think about what they did not finish. This cycle repeats and slowly drains confidence. Here's the truth people rarely hear. Being productive is not about working harder or staying busy longer. It is about building your life on the right habits and decisions so your effort actually leads somewhere. When your days are built wrong, even strong effort feels useless. When your days are built right, even small effort creates progress. Right now, many people feel overwhelmed, distracted, and mentally exhausted. Attention is broken. Motivation does not last. Advice online sounds good but does not stick. This video is different because it speaks to how real humans actually live, think, and struggle. The 5 pillars of a productive life are not rules. They are supports. They help you steady your mind, manage your energy, make better daily choices, and grow without burning out. If you want your days to feel calmer, your work to feel meaningful, and your progress to feel real, stay here. This may be the reset your life has been waiting for. Number 1, define what a productive life truly means. When people talk about productivity, they often talk about speed. They talk about getting more done. They talk about squeezing more hours out of the day. But that is not where a productive life begins, and that is not where it ends either. Productive life is not about how busy you look. It is about how meaningful your days feel when you wake up in the morning and how satisfied you feel when you lay your head down at night. Productivity without purpose is just movement. And movement without direction will wear you out over time. Productive life begins with a clear personal definition. And this is where most people struggle. They borrow definitions from social media, from coworkers, from family expectations, and they try to live by someone else's idea of success. And then they wonder why they feel tired, unfulfilled, and restless. Inside, productivity should serve your life, not steal it. Productivity should help you grow, not drain you. Productivity should bring peace, not constant pressure. A truly productive life means you are making progress in areas that matter to you as a human being. It means your effort is connected to your values. It means your work supports your health, your relationships, your peace of mind, and your future. It does not mean doing everything. It means doing the right things, often enough to change your life over time. Many people confuse activity with progress. They stay busy all day answering messages, reacting to demands, handling noise, and then they feel exhausted. But nothing meaningful has moved forward. Deep down, they know it, and that is why there is frustration. A productive life gives you a sense of quiet confidence because you know where your energy went and why it mattered. Productivity starts with awareness. You begin to notice how you spend your hours, how you feel during the day when your energy rises. And when it falls, you notice what drains you and what strengthens you. You notice which tasks leave you proud and which ones leave you empty. This awareness is not about judging yourself, it is about understanding yourself, because you cannot improve what you refuse to see. A productive life respects human limits. It understands that energy is not endless, focus is not constant, and motivation is not always present. So instead of forcing yourself to perform like a machine, learn to work with your mind and body. You learn to plan rest without guilt. You learn to protect your attention. You learn to say no without anger, and yes without fear. Productivity becomes powerful when it is built on alignment. Alignment between what you say matters and how you actually live. Alignment between your long-term hopes and your daily actions. Alignment between your inner values and your outer schedule. When alignment exists, effort feels lighter even when the work is hard, because the work makes sense. A productive life is not perfect. It includes mistakes, slow days, and moments of doubt. But it also includes responsibility. Responsibility means you stop blaming circumstances and start asking better questions. What can I control today? What choice would move me one step forward? What habit would help me tomorrow? Responsibility gives you strength because it returns power to your hands. When productivity is healthy, it reduces stress instead of increasing it, because you stop chasing everything and start choosing wisely. You understand that time is limited, so attention becomes valuable. You protect it. You invest it carefully. You stop giving your best hours to distractions, leftovers to your dreams. A productive life gives your best energy to what builds your future. Another truth about a productive life is that it is deeply personal. What feels productive to one person may feel empty to another. Some people find meaning in building a business, others in raising a family, others in mastering a skill, or serving a community. Productivity is not a competition. It is a commitment to live intentionally, according to your own standards, not borrowed ones. A productive life also includes growth. Growth is not loud. It often happens quietly through daily repetition. Reading a few pages, practicing a skill, reflecting on mistakes, choosing discipline over comfort. Growth feels slow while it is happening, but powerful when you look back. Productivity supports growth by creating structure for consistency, not pressure for perfection. Many people wait for motivation to feel productive, but a productive life does not depend on feeling ready. It depends on choosing action. Even when emotions resist, action builds confidence. Action builds clarity. Action builds momentum. Waiting builds doubt and hesitation. Productivity means acting based on commitment, not mood. A productive life also pays attention to inner work. How you speak to yourself matters. How you respond to failure matters. How you handle stress matters. Productivity that ignores emotional health will eventually collapse, because the mind carries the weight of everything you do. When your inner dialogue improves, your outer results improve naturally. A productive life means your days have intention, your weeks have rhythm, and your years have direction. It does not mean rushing. It means pacing yourself wisely. It does not mean control. It means clarity. Clarity about who you are becoming. Clarity about what you are building. Clarity about why your effort matters. You begin defining a productive life by asking honest questions. What makes me feel fulfilled? At the end of the day, what kind of person do I want to become? What habits support that person? What activities distract me from that direction? These questions require courage, because the answers may ask you to change. But change is the price of growth, and growth is the reward of productivity. A productive life values progress over applause, quiet effort over public approval, long-term results over short-term comfort. It understands that discipline today creates freedom tomorrow. It understands that small choices repeated daily shape character, and character shapes destiny. Productivity becomes a tool for character development, not just task completion. Another important part of productivity is integrity. Doing what you said you would do, even when no one is watching. This builds self-trust, and self-trust builds confidence. Confidence is not loud. Confidence is calm. Confidence comes from keeping promises to yourself. A productive life strengthens this relationship with yourself. A productive life also includes review. Reflection allows correction, regret. When you pause to review your days, your habits, and your results, you gain wisdom instead of repeating mistakes. Reflection is not about dwelling on the past. It is about learning from it. So the future improves. Productivity grows when reflection becomes a habit. When people define productivity only by results, they miss the deeper benefit. Productivity shapes identity every time you choose focus over distraction, discipline over delay, and intention over impulse. You are training yourself to become stronger, more reliable, and more aware. This inner change is often more valuable than external achievements. A productive life creates balance, not equal time for everything, but appropriate attention for what matters most. Balance shifts with seasons. Sometimes work requires more focus. Sometimes health requires more care. Sometimes relationships need more presence. Productivity respects these seasons instead of fighting them. As you define a productive life, remember that success without peace is failure in disguise. Productivity should support your well-being, not sacrifice it. True productivity allows you to enjoy progress, not just chase it. Allows you to appreciate effort, outcomes. It allows you to build a life you are proud to live, not just a list of tasks you completed. A productive life is built one decision at a time, one habit at a time, one day at a time. It begins when you decide that your time matters, your energy matters, and your life deserves intention. Productivity serves who you are becoming. It stops being pressure and starts being power. This is where real productivity begins. And this is the foundation upon which everything else stands. Number 2, align daily actions with personal values. A productive life breaks down the moment your daily actions drift away from what you truly believe in. You can work hard all day and still feel empty if your effort is aimed in the wrong direction. Many people are not lazy and they are not weak. They are simply misaligned. They are busy doing things that do not reflect who they are or who they want to become. That gap between values and actions is where frustration is born. Personal values are not big words written on paper. They are the quiet standards that guide your choices when no one is watching. They are what you feel proud of and what makes you feel uneasy when ignored. Values shape how you treat people, how you treat your body, how you handle money, how you respond to pressure, and how you use your time. When daily actions match those values, life feels honest. Believe it or not, life feels heavy, even when things look good on the outside. Most people never slow down enough to identify their values clearly. They react to demands, chase expectations, and adjust to noise. Over time, they lose touch with what truly matters to them. Productivity without values becomes a trap because it pushes you to move faster without asking where you are going. Alignment restores direction. It helps you say yes with confidence and no without guilt. Aligning daily actions with personal values starts with truth. Truth requires quiet moments where you listen instead of react. You ask yourself simple but direct questions. What do I respect deeply? What behaviors make me lose respect for myself? What kind of person do I admire and why? These answers reveal values more clearly than any book or speech. Values show up in emotional reactions. Pay attention to what makes you angry, inspired, calm, or proud. Those feelings point toward what matters. Once values are clear, daily decisions become easier. You no longer need to overthink every choice. When a task, opportunity, or habit appears, you can measure it against your values. Does this support the person I want to be? Does this move me closer to what I believe in? If the answer is no, then discipline becomes simple. You are not denying yourself. You are protecting yourself. Misalignment often shows up as constant tiredness, mental clutter, and irritation. People blame workload, but the deeper issue is internal conflict. When actions contradict values, the mind works overtime to justify behavior. That internal tension drains energy. Alignment removes the need for excuses. When you live in line with your values, effort feels cleaner even when the work is demanding. A productive day is not defined by how much you do, but by how well what you do reflects who you are. A person who values family but never spends time at home feels that conflict deeply. A person who values growth but avoids learning feels restless. A person who values honesty but lives behind appearances feels disconnected. Alignment heals this divide. Daily alignment happens through small, intentional choices. How you start your morning matters. If you value clarity, you create quiet time. If you value health, you move your body even briefly. If you value growth, you read or reflect. These actions do not need to be dramatic. They need to be consistent. Small actions repeated daily speak louder than big plans, rarely followed. Many people wait for major life changes to realign their values. They think a new job, new city, or new relationship will fix the discomfort. But alignment is not external. It is built through daily behavior. Even the best environment cannot compensate for habits that ignore personal values. Change your actions, and the environment will begin to respond. Another key to alignment is honesty with time. Time reveals priorities better than work. Where your hours go shows what you truly value, not what you claim to value. This is not meant to create guilt. It is meant to create awareness. Once you see the truth, you can adjust without judgment. Productivity improves when time is invested intentionally, instead of spent automatically. Aligning actions with values also strengthens self-respect. Each time you act in line with your standards, you build trust with yourself. Self-trust reduces anxiety, because you know you will do what is right even when it is uncomfortable. That confidence cannot be borrowed or fake. It is earned through daily alignment. Pressure from others often pulls people away from their values. Expectations from family, society, or work can blur priorities. Alignment requires courage. It means disappointing others at times to remain true to yourself. This is not selfishness. It is responsibility. A person who abandons values to please others eventually feels resentment. A person who honors values communicates boundaries clearly and earns respect over time. Alignment also improves focus. When actions match values, distractions lose power. You stop chasing approval and start building meaning. Focus improves because you are no longer divided internally. Your energy flows in one direction. This creates momentum that feels steady instead of forced. Values also evolve with growth. What mattered deeply at one stage of life may shift as experience expands. Alignment requires regular reflection. You review your values and adjust actions accordingly. This keeps productivity relevant instead of rigid. Growth requires flexibility without losing integrity. Aligning daily actions with personal values brings peace, even during struggle. You can handle difficulty when you know your effort is honest. You can accept setbacks when your direction feels right. Peace does not come from ease. It comes from alignment. When values guide actions, success feels earned, not hollow. Progress feels meaningful, not rushed. Productivity becomes a reflection of character rather than a race for results. This kind of productivity sustains energy instead of draining it. Alignment does not demand perfection. It demands awareness and willingness. Some days you fall short. The goal is not self-punishment. The goal is correction. Each day offers a new opportunity to realign. Productivity improves when you return quickly instead of quitting entirely. A productive life built on values creates stability during change. When circumstances shift, values remain steady. They act as an internal compass, guiding decisions under pressure. This is where resilience is born, not from toughness, but from clarity. When daily actions reflect personal values, life feels integrated. Work supports growth. Effort supports purpose. Discipline supports freedom. Productivity stops being something you chase and becomes something you live. This alignment is not loud, but it is powerful. It is felt deeply and it shapes everything that follows. Number 3, build structure that supports mental clarity. Mental clarity is not something you wait for. It is something you build. Most people think clarity comes first and then action follows. In real life, it works the other way around. Action guided by simple structure creates clarity. A cluttered mind often comes from an unstructured life. When days feel random, the mind stays busy trying to keep up. When structure exists, the mind can finally rest. Human beings need order, even if they resist the word. Without structure, the brain stays alert all day, scanning, reacting, deciding again and again. That constant decision-making creates fatigue. You feel tired, even when you have not done much. This is not weakness. This is how the mind works. A productive life respects this reality and designs days that reduce mental load. Structure does not mean rigidity. It means clear containers for your energy, attention, and time. When you know what happens when you wake up, when you work, when you rest, and when you stop, your mind stops asking unnecessary questions. Less questioning leads to more calm. Calm leads to better thinking. Better thinking leads to better decision. Mental clarity grows when you remove chaos from simple things. Many people overcomplicate daily life. They decide what to eat, what to wear, what to work on, what to avoid, and what to delay all at the same time. This overload creates noise. Structure simplifies choices. When decisions are made ahead of time, mental space opens up. Start with mornings. How you begin the day sets the tone for your thinking. A rushed, scattered morning carries stress into everything that follows. A structured start brings steadiness. Waking up at a consistent time creates rhythm. Simple routines reduce uncertainty. When the body knows what comes next, the mind relaxes. Structure also protects attention. Without clear boundaries, distractions take over. Notifications, messages, and demands enter freely. The mind jumps from one thing to another without rest. Over time, focus weakens. Structure creates blocks of time where attention is protected. Even short periods of focused work restore confidence in your ability to think clearly. Mental clarity is not about taking more. It is about thinking less but better. Structure supports this by narrowing focus. Instead of holding many tasks in your head, you place them into a system. Lists, schedules, and routines hold information, so your mind does not have to. This frees mental energy for creativity, problem solving, and reflection. A structured environment supports a structured mind. Physical clutter often reflects mental clutter. When your space is disorganized, your attention scatters. Order does not require perfection. It requires intention. Simple habits like clearing your desk at the end of the day reduce stress the next morning. You start fresh instead of overwhelmed. Structure also applies to commitments. Many people say yes too often and regret it later. They carry mental weight from unfinished promises. A clear structure forces honest decisions. When your schedule has limits, you choose carefully. This builds respect for your time and mental space. Mental clarity improves when you plan rest with intention. Rest is not something you earn after exhaustion. It is something you schedule to prevent burnout. Without planned rest, the mind stays tense, even during downtime. Structure allows rest to feel deserved and refreshing rather than guilty. Daily structure also helps manage emotions. When life feels unpredictable, emotions intensify. Anxiety rises because the mind does not know what to expect. Structure creates a sense of safety. Even during difficulty, routines provide stability. This does not remove problems, but it gives you a steady ground to stand on. Many people resist structure because they fear losing freedom. In truth, structure creates freedom. When basic decisions are handled automatically, you gain freedom to think deeply, choose wisely, and act intentionally. Chaos feels exciting at first, but exhausting over time. Structure feels boring at first, but empowering over time. Mental clarity also improves through structured reflection. When you regularly pause to review your day, your week, or your habits, you reduce confusion. Reflection organizes experience into lessons. Without reflection, experiences pile up. Without meaning, structure turns experience into wisdom. Evenings matter as much as mornings. Ending the day intentionally helps the mind release unfinished thoughts. Simple practices like reviewing tasks, planning tomorrow, or writing concerns down help the brain let go. Sleep improves when the mind feels organized. Better sleep supports clarity the next day. Structure must match your real life. Copying someone else's routine rarely works. The goal is not to follow a perfect system. The goal is to create a system you can maintain. Simple structure done consistently is better than complex plans abandoned quickly. A productive life uses structure as support, not control. You adjust when needed, but you return to rhythm quickly. This flexibility keeps structure helpful instead of stressful. The mind trusts structure when it serves you, not when it punishes you. Mental clarity grows when structure reduces friction. Friction is the effort required to start tasks. When tools are ready and steps are clear, starting becomes easier. This reduces procrastination, which is often a result of confusion, not laziness. Structure also creates momentum. When tasks flow in a logical order, energy builds. Jumping between unrelated activities drains energy. Grouping similar tasks improves focus. This is not efficiency for its own sake. It is mental health through organization. Clarity also depends on limits. Without clear start and stop times, work expands endlessly. The mind never relaxes. Structure defines boundaries. You know when to work and when to stop. This separation protects long-term focus and prevents resentment toward work. Many people live reactively, responding to whatever appears next. Structure shifts life from reactive to proactive. You decide before the day begins what deserves attention. This reduces stress because you are no longer constantly adjusting plans. Mental clarity also comes from knowing what not to do. Structure removes unnecessary tasks. You stop filling time with low-value activity. This creates space for thinking, rest, and growth. Clarity is often found in subtraction, not addition. Structure supports discipline by making good choices easier. When habits are built into routines, they require less willpower. Willpower is limited. Structure preserves it. This allows you to show up even on difficult days. As structure becomes part of life, mental clarity becomes the norm rather than the exception. Thoughts slow down, decisions improve, and stress decreases. You feel more present because your mind is not constantly racing ahead. A productive life is not about controlling every minute. It is about creating enough order so your mind can breathe. Structure gives the brain permission to focus deeply, rest fully, and live intentionally. This clarity supports everything else you build. Number 4, manage emotions before managing tasks. Most people try to manage their tasks before they manage their emotions, and that is where productivity quietly breaks down. A task list looks simple on paper, but the person carrying it is not a machine. Every human being brings feelings into the day, whether they acknowledge them or not. Frustration, hesitation, worry, excitement, disappointment, pride, all of it travels with you into your work. Ignoring emotions does not remove them. It only gives them control behind the scenes. Emotions influence how you see your work, how you respond to pressure, and how long you can stay focused. When emotions are unsettled, even simple tasks feel heavy. When emotions are steady, difficult work feels manageable. This is not about being emotional. This is about being aware. A productive life begins by recognizing that emotions drive behavior more than logic ever will. Many people wake up already tense. The body feels tight. The mind feels rushed. Then they try to force productivity on top of that tension. They push harder, drink more caffeine, and criticize themselves when focus slips. This approach creates resistance inside. Resistance drains energy faster than work ever could. Managing emotions first reduces that resistance. Emotional management does not mean avoiding difficult feelings. It means noticing them without letting them decide your actions. Feelings come and go. Discipline stays when emotions are understood. A calm mind can choose wisely. A reactive mind reacts quickly and regrets later. The first step is emotional awareness. Before starting work, take a moment to check in. Ask yourself what you are feeling without judging it. Tired, annoyed, hopeful, distracted, calm. Naming a feeling reduces its intensity. When emotions stay unnamed, they grow louder. Awareness brings distance. Distance brings choice. Many people confuse emotional management with positive thinking. This is not about pretending everything is fine. It is about honesty. If you feel frustrated, acknowledge it. If you feel discouraged, notice it. These feelings are signals, not commands. When you listen calmly, they pass faster. Unmanaged emotions often lead to avoidance. When a task triggers discomfort, people delay it. Procrastination is not a time problem. It is an emotional response. The task feels uncomfortable. so the mind looks for relief. Relief comes through distraction. Managing the feeling removes the need to escape. Another emotional trap is overworking. Some people use work to avoid feelings. They stay busy to feel valuable. This creates burnout. Managing emotions allows you to work with purpose instead of compulsion. Productivity becomes intentional rather than driven by anxiety. Emotions also affect decision-making. When stressed people choose quick comfort over long-term benefit, they skip important work for easy tasks. They react instead of plan. Managing emotions creates space between feeling and action. In that space, better decisions appear. Simple practices help regulate emotions. Breathing slowly calms the nervous system. Stepping away briefly resets perspective. Writing thoughts down removes mental pressure. Movement releases tension stored in the body. These actions are not time wasters. They are productivity tools. Emotional management also includes boundaries. Saying yes to everything creates resentment. Resentment poisons motivation. Clear boundaries protect emotional energy. When energy is protected, focus improves naturally. You work better when you are not internally angry or overwhelmed. Many people carry emotional weight from unfinished tasks. They think about them constantly. This creates guilt and stress. Instead of clarity, they feel pressure. Managing emotions involves addressing this weight honestly. Break tasks down, schedule them realistically. Release unrealistic expectations. Perfectionism is another emotional challenge. It looks like discipline, but feels like fear. Fear of judgment, fear of failure, fear of not being enough. Perfectionism delays action and drains joy. Managing this emotion allows progress without self-punishment. A productive life accepts emotional fluctuations. Some days feel strong, some days feel heavy. This is normal. Consistency comes from returning to basics, not from feeling motivated every day. Emotional stability grows through routine, not intensity. Managing emotions also improves relationships, which directly affects productivity. Tension with others distracts the mind. Unspoken conflict consumes attention. Honest communication clears emotional noise. When relationships feel stable, focus improves. Emotional awareness helps you recognize when to push and when to pause. Not every day requires the same intensity. Some days call for deep work. Some days call for maintenance. Ignoring emotional signals leads to burnout. Respecting them builds longevity. Stress is often misunderstood. Stress is not always caused by workload. It is often caused by lack of control and clarity. Managing emotions restores a sense of control. You respond instead of react. This reduces stress even when responsibilities remain high. Another important skill is emotional recovery. Everyone experiences setbacks. The ability to recover quickly determines productivity over time. Dwelling on mistakes drains momentum. Learning and moving forward restores it. Emotional recovery is a skill developed through self-respect. Self-talk plays a major role. Harsh inner dialogue increases emotional strain. Encouraging but honest self-talk builds resilience. You do not need to praise yourself excessively. You need to speak to yourself with fairness. This keeps emotions balanced. Managing emotions before managing tasks also improves focus. A calm emotional state allows sustained attention. Scattered emotions create scattered thinking. Focus improves when the mind feels safe and supported. Many people wait for motivation to feel good before starting work. A productive life works the opposite way. You regulate emotions enough to start, and action improves emotion. Progress lifts mood. Completion builds confidence. Emotional management does not remove challenges. It prepares you to face them. When emotions are regulated, problems feel solvable. When emotions are chaotic, problems feel overwhelming. The problem did not change. Your internal state did. Rest plays a critical role. Emotional regulation requires recovery. Lack of sleep amplifies negative emotions. Proper rest stabilizes mood and improves patience. Productivity suffers when rest is ignored. Managing emotions also means celebrating effort, not just results. Recognizing progress builds positive emotion. Positive emotion fuels continued action. This creates a healthy cycle. A productive life understands that emotions are part of the system, not obstacles to productivity. When you manage emotions first, tasks become clearer. Priorities become simpler and effort becomes sustainable. You do not force productivity, you support it from the inside. When emotions are steady, you think better, choose better, and work better. This is not weakness. This is wisdom. Managing emotions before managing tasks is not a luxury. It is a requirement for lasting productivity and personal growth. Number 5. Strengthen self-discipline through small commitments. Self-discipline is often misunderstood. Many people think it is something you either have or you do not. They believe disciplined people are born different, stronger, more focused, more driven. That belief quietly gives people permission to stay stuck. The truth is simpler and far more hopeful. Self-discipline is built. It grows through practice. It strengthens through small commitments kept consistently over time. Large promises sound impressive, but they rarely change behavior. Big goals create excitement, but excitement fades quickly when effort is required. What builds discipline is not intensity. It is reliability. When you prove to yourself that you can do small things consistently, you begin to trust yourself. That trust becomes the foundation of discipline. Most people fail at discipline because they aim too high too fast. They demand sudden transformation. They expect perfect routines, immediate focus, and constant motivation. When reality does not match that expectation, they feel disappointed and quit. Discipline does not respond to pressure. It responds to patience. Small commitments work because they are realistic. They reduce resistance. The mind does not fight actions that feel manageable. When a commitment feels small, the brain does not panic. It allows action. Action repeated daily becomes habit. Habit removes the need for constant decision-making. Self-discipline grows when you do what you said you would do, especially when no one is watching. Each kept promise strengthens your identity. You begin to see yourself as someone who follows through. This shift in self-image changes behavior naturally. You act in alignment with who you believe you are. Small commitments also protect against burnout. When goals are reasonable, energy remains stable. You avoid the cycle of overworking, followed by exhaustion. Discipline becomes sustainable rather than forced. This allows progress to continue even on difficult days. A productive life understands that discipline is not about punishment. It is about direction. Discipline guides energy instead of crushing it. Small commitments give energy a clear path. They remove confusion about what to do next. Start with commitments that feel almost too easy. A few minutes of focused work, a short walk, a page of reading, writing a single sentence. These actions may seem insignificant, but they are not. They train consistency. Consistency builds confidence. Confidence fuels further effort. The power of small commitments lies in repetition. Doing something once proves nothing. Doing it regularly changes everything. Repetition rewires behavior. It turns effort into routine. When actions become routine, discipline becomes automatic. Many people rely on motivation to act. Motivation is unpredictable. Discipline built through small commitments does not depend on feeling inspired. It depends on agreement with yourself. You act because you decided, not because you feel like it. Small commitments also reduce fear. Large goals often carry pressure. Pressure triggers avoidance. Small actions feel safe. Safety encourages action. Action creates progress. Progress reduces fear. Discipline grows faster when commitments are specific. Vague intentions do not train behavior. Clear, simple commitments decide exactly what you will do and when. Remove unnecessary choices. Simplicity supports follow-through. Tracking small commitments reinforces discipline. Seeing progress builds satisfaction. Satisfaction strengthens desire to continue. This feedback loop makes discipline rewarding instead of draining. Another benefit of small commitments is recovery from failure. When a commitment is small, missing one day does not feel devastating. You return quickly without guilt. This resilience keeps momentum alive. Discipline also improves emotional stability. Knowing you can rely on yourself reduces anxiety. You feel grounded. You stop negotiating with yourself constantly. Decisions become simpler. Small commitments teach patience. Growth happens slowly. Discipline accepts this pace. You learn to value progress instead of speed. This mindset prevents frustration. Consistency in small actions also sharpens focus. You stop chasing shortcuts. You invest in steady effort. Focus improves because attention is trained regularly. Self-discipline built through small commitments extends beyond productivity. It affects health, relationships, finances, and personal growth. The skill transfers naturally because it is rooted in behavior, not motivation. Many people break discipline by making promises based on mood. Mood changes. Discipline requires commitments based on values. Values remain steady. Small commitments aligned with values feel meaningful. Discipline also requires forgiveness. Mistakes will happen. Self-discipline includes returning without self-criticism. Harsh judgment weakens discipline. Fair correction strengthens it. Environment matters. Support small commitments by reducing friction. Prepare tools in advance. Remove distractions. Make good choices easier. Discipline grows faster when effort is supported. Accountability helps, but internal accountability matters. Keeping promises to yourself builds inner strength. This strength carries you through challenges. Small commitments compound. What feels minor today creates significant change over time. Discipline accumulates quietly. Results appear later, but they are lasting. Discipline is not about control. It is about alignment. Small commitments align actions with intentions. This alignment builds integrity. When discipline becomes part of identity, effort feels lighter. You no longer force yourself. You simply act according to habit. A productive life values reliability over intensity. Small commitments practiced daily create reliable progress. This progress builds confidence, peace, and momentum. Strengthening self-discipline through small commitments is not dramatic. It is practical. It is human. It works because it respects how change actually happens. Each small commitment kept is a vote for the person you are becoming. Over time, those votes add up. Discipline grows quietly, but powerfully. This is how lasting productivity is built. Number 6, use rest intentionally to sustain performance. Most people treat rest as a reward instead of a requirement. And that misunderstanding slowly drains their performance. They push through fatigue, ignore signals from the body, and wear exhaustion like a badge of honor. Over time, focus weakens, patience shortens, and results decline. This is not because they lack ability, but because they ignore recovery. A productive life understands that rest is not the opposite of work. Rest is what allows work to stay strong. Human energy is not unlimited. Attention fades, muscles tire, and the mind slows down when pushed without pause. Ignoring this reality creates short bursts of effort, followed by long periods of struggle. Intentional rest prevents this cycle. It keeps performance steady instead of dramatic. It allows you to show up day after day without burning out. Rest becomes powerful when it is planned instead of accidental. Many people rest only when they are forced to stop. They collapse at the end of the day, mentally exhausted, unable to enjoy time off because their mind is still racing. Intentional rest happens before exhaustion takes control. It refreshes instead of merely stopping movement. Rest also requires permission. Some people feel guilty when they slow down. They tie self-worth to constant activity. This mindset creates internal pressure that never shuts off. Intentional rest removes guilt by recognizing rest as part of productivity, not an escape from it. When rest has purpose, it becomes easier to accept. The quality of rest matters as much as the quantity. Scrolling endlessly through screens does not restore mental energy. True rest allows the nervous system to calm down. Quiet moments, light movement, fresh air, and simple presence restore clarity. When rest is shallow, fatigue lingers. Sleep is the foundation of sustained performance. Lack of sleep affects judgment, patience, memory, and emotional balance. No strategy can replace proper sleep. Treating sleep seriously improves everything else automatically. Better sleep leads to better decisions, stronger discipline, and clearer thinking. Intentional rest during the day also matters. Short pauses reset focus. Stepping away from work briefly prevents mental overload. These pauses are not distractions. They are maintenance. Just as muscles need recovery during training, the mind needs breaks during thinking. Rest also supports creativity. Ideas connect when the mind is relaxed. Constant pressure blocks insight. Many solutions appear during rest, not effort. Allowing space for thought improves problem solving naturally. Another form of rest is emotional rest. Constant emotional strain drains energy faster than physical work. Managing relationships, setting boundaries, and releasing unresolved tension preserves performance. Emotional rest creates calm, which supports focus. Rest also includes variety. Doing the same type of work continuously exhausts specific mental pathways. Switching activities refreshes attention. Physical movement after mental work restores balance. This variety keeps energy flowing. Intentional rest improves consistency. Instead of peaks and crashes, you maintain steady effort. This reliability produces better long-term results than occasional intense bursts. Sustainable performance outlasts short-term intensity. Rest also protects health. Chronic stress weakens the body over time. Intentional recovery reduces strain. Health supports productivity more than any tool or system. When health declines, performance follows. Many people delay rest, believing they will catch up later. Fatigue accumulates. Recovery takes longer. Intentional rest prevents this backlog. Small daily recovery keeps energy stable. Rest also improves mood. Irritation, frustration, and impatience often signal exhaustion. Rest restores emotional balance. Balanced emotions support cooperation, focus, and resilience. Intentional rest requires boundaries. Without boundaries, work expands endlessly. Defining clear stop times allows the mind to disengage. Disengagement is necessary for recovery. Constant availability prevents rest even when not working. Rest also improves learning. The brain consolidates information during rest. Without recovery, learning remains shallow. Intentional pauses deepen understanding and retention. Rest should align with personal needs. Some people need quiet, others need movement. There is no single correct method. The goal is restoration. Choose activities that truly recharge you. Intentional rest also supports discipline. When energy is restored, discipline requires less effort. Fatigue weakens self-control. Rest strengthens. This makes good choices easier. Many people fear slowing down will reduce progress. In reality, rest prevents setbacks. Overworked people make mistakes, take longer, and lose motivation. Rest maintains quality. Rest also strengthens awareness. Slowing down helps you notice what is working and what is not. Insight emerges in stillness. This awareness improves direction. Intentional rest allows enjoyment. Productivity without enjoyment becomes empty. Rest reconnects you with life outside tasks. This balance supports motivation. Rest also builds patience. When rested, you tolerate challenges better. You respond calmly instead of reacting. This stability improves performance under pressure. Rest must be protected intentionally. Distractions can invade rest time. True rest requires disengagement from demand. Silence notifications create space and allow the mind to settle. Intentional rest also includes saying no. Overcommitment steals recovery time. Choosing fewer commitments preserves energy. Quality improves when energy is focused. Rest also renews purpose. Stepping back reminds you why you work. Purpose fuels effort. Without rest, purpose fades into obligation. Sustainable performance depends on cycles. Effort followed by recovery. Ignoring recovery breaks the cycle. Intentional rest keeps it intact. A productive life respects rhythm. There is time to push and time to pause. Wisdom lies in knowing the difference. Intentional rest gives you that awareness. Rest is not weakness. It is strategy. It allows you to bring your best consistently. Without rest, productivity becomes fragile. When rest is intentional, performance becomes dependable. You show up with clarity, energy, and focus. Work improves. Life feels balanced. Using rest intentionally sustains performance over years, not days. This long view separates lasting success from short-lived effort. Rest supports the journey, not just the moment. A productive life understands that rest is part of progress. When you rest with purpose, you return stronger, clearer, and ready to continue. Number 7. Make decisions faster with clear priorities. Indecision quietly steals more time and energy than hard work ever will. Many people feel busy all day, yet move very little forward because they spend so much mental energy deciding what to do next. The mind keeps circling options, weighing possibilities, replaying conversations, and imagining outcomes. By the time a decision is made, energy is already drained. A productive life learns to decide faster, not by rushing, but by clarifying priorities. Most decisions feel difficult because priorities are unclear. When everything feels important, choosing becomes stressful. The brain does not know what to protect or advance. Clear priorities act like a filter. They reduce noise. They make decisions lighter. You stop asking, "What should I do?" and start asking, "Does this align with what matters most?" Many people delay decisions because they fear making the wrong choice. They want certainty before acting. Certainty rarely comes first. Action creates clarity. Waiting for perfect information creates stagnation. Clear priorities reduce fear because they give direction, even when outcomes are uncertain. Priorities are personal. They reflect values, goals, responsibilities, and current season of life. Borrowed priorities create confusion. When you chase what others expect, decisions feel heavy. When priorities are your own, decisions feel natural. You move with confidence instead of comparison. Decision fatigue is real. The more choices you make, the harder each one becomes. Clear priorities reduce the number of decisions required. When priorities are set, many choices are already made. You conserve mental energy for what truly matters. Fast decisions do not mean careless decisions. They mean prepared decisions. Preparation happens before the moment of choice. When priorities are defined ahead of time, you do not start from zero each time. You already know what deserves attention. Clear priorities also reduce regret. When a decision aligns with your priorities, you accept outcomes more calmly. Even if results fall short, you know the choice was honest. Regret grows when actions contradict priorities. Many people confuse urgency with importance. Urgent tasks shout loudly. Important tasks whisper quietly. Without priorities, urgent tasks dominate the day. Important work gets postponed. Clear priorities restore balance. They give importance a voice. Making decisions faster also requires letting go of perfection. Perfection slows progress. It creates hesitation. Priorities help you aim for progress instead of flawless outcomes. Progress compounds. Perfection delays. Clear priorities also reduce overthinking. Overthinking is often a sign of misalignment. When you know what matters, you stop entertaining unnecessary options. Focus narrows naturally. Another barrier to fast decisions is emotional attachment. Fear of disappointing others, fear of missing out, fear of change all slow decisions. Priorities act as anchors. They ground you when emotions fluctuate. You decide from principle, not pressure. Priorities also bring consistency. When decisions follow the same guiding principles, results become predictable. This predictability builds confidence. Confidence speeds up future decisions. Fast decisions free mental space. The mind relaxes when choices are settled. You stop revisiting the same questions. Energy shifts from thinking to doing. Clear priorities also improve boundaries. Saying no becomes easier. You decline opportunities that do not align. This protects time and energy. Protected energy improves performance. Decision speed improves when priorities are visible. Write them down, review them often. Keep them present. When priorities stay vague, they lose power. When they are visible, they guide behavior. Many people hold too many priorities. When everything is a priority, nothing is. Limit priorities to a few core areas. Simplicity strengthens clarity. Priorities also change with seasons. What matters during one phase of life may shift later. Review priorities regularly. Adjust without guilt. This keeps decisions relevant. Fast decisions also require acceptance of trade-offs. Every choice includes loss. Trying to avoid loss delays decisions. Priorities help you accept trade-offs calmly. You choose what matters more and release the rest. Clear priorities improve leadership. Whether leading yourself or others, decisions become clearer. People trust leaders who decide with confidence. Confidence grows from clarity. Another benefit of fast decisions is momentum. Momentum builds when actions follow decisions quickly. Momentum reduces resistance. Progress accelerates. Many people seek advice endlessly. Advice can help, but it can also slow decisions. Priorities allow you to filter advice. You listen selectively. This preserves autonomy. Fast decisions also reduce stress. Lingering decisions create mental tension. Resolution brings relief. Even difficult decisions feel lighter once made. Clear priorities also support discipline. When you know why you are doing something, staying consistent becomes easier. Discipline grows when effort serves a clear purpose. Decision-making improves when you separate reversible and irreversible choices. Many decisions can be adjusted later. Treating every choice as final creates pressure. Priorities help you identify what truly requires caution. Fast decisions also depend on trust in yourself. Trust grows from past follow-through. When you honor priorities consistently, self-trust strengthens. This trust speeds decisions. Clear priorities also reduce distraction. Distractions lose appeal when they do not align with goals. Attention sharpens. Many people confuse thinking with progress. Thinking has value, but action moves life forward. Priorities encourage action. They shorten the distance between intention and behavior. Decision speed improves when you limit options. Too many choices create paralysis. Priorities narrow options. Narrow options simplify decisions. Clear priorities also improve resilience. When setbacks occur, priorities help you recalibrate quickly. You return to what matters instead of spiraling. Fast decisions also improve time management. Less time spent deciding means more time spent doing. Productivity increases naturally. Priorities also strengthen focus under pressure. When demands increase, clarity prevents overwhelm. You respond instead of react. Making decisions faster with clear priorities is not about rushing life. It is about removing unnecessary friction. It is about honoring what matters most. When priorities are clear, decisions feel lighter. You move forward with confidence. Energy flows toward meaningful work. Stress decreases. Progress becomes steady. A productive life is built on clear priorities. They guide decisions quietly, but powerfully. With clarity comes speed. With speed comes momentum. With momentum comes results that reflect who you truly are. Number 8. Measure progress honestly, without self-judgment. Many people avoid measuring their progress because they confuse honesty with punishment. They look at results and immediately turn inward with criticism. The moment reflection begins, judgment follows. Over time, the mind learns that review equals pain, so it avoids review altogether. This avoidance slows growth more than any lack of talent or effort. A productive life learns to measure progress with clarity, not cruelty. Progress measurement is not about proving worth. It is about gaining information. Information guides improvement. When information is mixed with self-judgment, it becomes distorted. You no longer see what is actually happening. You see what you fear or regret. Honest measurement removes emotion from the data and places emotion back into learning. Self-judgment sounds like discipline, but it weakens motivation. Harsh inner talk drains energy. It narrows perspective. It creates shame. Shame does not inspire better action. It creates avoidance. When people feel judged, they hide even from themselves. Productivity fades quietly in that hiding. Honest measurement requires neutrality. You look at what you did and what you did not do without turning it into a story about who you are. Results describe behavior, not identity. The separation is essential. When you separate action from self-worth, feedback becomes useful instead of threatening. Most people measure progress inconsistently. They glance at outcomes when emotions are high and ignore them when emotions are low. This inconsistency creates confusion. Honest measurement is regular, calm, and simple. It happens whether things feel good or not. Progress is rarely dramatic. It shows up in small shifts, slight improvements in consistency. Fewer skipped days, faster recovery after setbacks. These changes matter. When you only measure big wins, you miss steady growth. Honest measurement values trends over moments. Comparison often poisons progress review. Looking at others shifts focus outward. You stop seeing your own growth clearly. Everyone starts from a different place. Honest measurement compares you to your past, not to someone else's highlight. Self-judgment often comes from unrealistic expectations. When expectations ignore reality, progress always looks disappointing. Honest measurement adjusts expectations to match effort and context. This creates fairness. Fairness builds trust. Trust with yourself matters. When you trust that review will be honest and kind, you show up willingly. You stop avoiding reflection. Reflection becomes a tool instead of a threat. Measuring progress also requires defining what progress means to you. Without clear criteria, you measure randomly. Random measurement creates frustration. Clear standards provide direction. You know what to observe and why it matters. Progress includes effort, not just outcomes. Some days effort is the win. Recognizing effort reinforces discipline. Ignoring effort weakens consistency. Honest measurement sees both. Many people quit too early because they misread slow progress as failure. Growth often lags behind effort. Results appear later. Honest measurement understands this delay. Patience grows when you see patterns over time. Self-judgment often focuses on what went wrong. Honest measurement includes what worked. Learning happens in both directions. Recognizing what works allows repetition. This accelerates improvement. Progress review also reveals obstacles. When you look calmly, you notice patterns. Certain times of day, certain environments, certain emotional states affect performance. This insight allows adjustment. Adjustment leads to better results. Judgment blocks adjustment. When you blame yourself, you stop exploring causes. Curiosity disappears. Honest measurement replaces blame with curiosity. Curiosity opens solutions. Measuring progress honestly also improves emotional stability. You stop riding emotional highs and lows based on daily results. You adopt a longer view. This steadiness supports resilience. Progress measurement should be simple. Complex systems create resistance. Simple tracking encourages consistency. Consistency builds insight. Self-judgment often exaggerates failure. One missed day becomes a personal flaw. Honest measurement sees missed days as data. Data guides correction, not condemnation. Progress is rarely linear. Plateaus are normal. Setbacks happen. Honest measurement accepts this pattern. Judgment fights reality. Acceptance works with it. When you remove judgment, you remove fear. Fear slows progress. Fear makes feedback painful. Honest measurement creates safety. Safety encourages growth. Measuring progress honestly also strengthens discipline. When you see evidence of consistency, discipline feels worthwhile. When discipline is invisible, motivation fades. Honest measurement also improves goal setting. You adjust goals based on reality, not fantasy. This keeps goals challenging but achievable. Many people overestimate what they can do in the short term and underestimate what they can do over time. Honest measurement corrects this bias. You learn to think long-term. Self-judgment often focuses on identity. Honest measurement focuses on behavior. Behavior can change. Identity grows through behavior. Progress measurement also helps celebrate quietly. Celebration does not require applause. Acknowledging growth internally builds confidence. Confidence fuels continued effort. Review without judgment also improves problem solving. When emotions are calm, the mind sees options. When emotions are harsh, the mind narrows. Honest measurement encourages responsibility without shame. Responsibility empowers, shame weakens. This distinction matters. Progress review should be regular but not obsessive. Obsession creates pressure. Balance keeps review useful. Honest measurement also improves adaptability. When something is not working, you notice early. You adjust before frustration builds. Many people avoid progress review because they fear disappointment. Honest measurement reframes disappointment as feedback. Feedback serves growth. Judgment often demands perfection. Honest measurement accepts progress. Progress builds momentum. Perfection kills it. Progress review also strengthens alignment. You see whether actions match intentions. This awareness improves decision-making. Measuring progress honestly also builds maturity. You become less reactive. You respond thoughtfully. This emotional growth supports productivity. Honest measurement also improves self-respect. Treating yourself fairly builds trust. Trust builds confidence. Confidence sustains effort. Progress measurement should end with a simple question. What is the next small improvement? This keeps focus forward. Judgment pulls attention backward. Honest measurement directs it ahead. A productive life values truth over comfort and kindness over cruelty. Measuring progress honestly without self-judgment creates a stable foundation for growth. You see clearly, learn quickly, and move forward steadily. When you replace judgment with understanding, progress becomes sustainable. Growth becomes less painful. Effort feels worthwhile. You continue not because you are harsh with yourself, but because you are honest and supportive. This approach does not lower standards. It raises effectiveness. Honest measurement sharpens focus. It strengthens discipline. It builds resilience. Progress thrives where clarity and compassion meet. When you measure honestly and treat yourself fairly, you unlock steady improvement. This is how productivity becomes lasting and meaningful. Number 9. Adjust routines when life conditions change. Life never stays the same for long, and routines that once worked perfectly can slowly become a source of stress if they are not adjusted. Many people confuse consistency with rigidity. They believe that once a routine is built, it must never change. When life shifts and the routine no longer fits, they blame themselves instead of the structure. A productive life understands that routines are tools, not rules, and tools must change when conditions change. Life conditions change in many ways. Work demands increase or decrease. Health fluctuates. Relationships evolve. Responsibilities grow. Energy levels shift with age and circumstances. Ignoring these changes creates friction. You try to force old systems onto new realities, and the result is frustration, fatigue, and guilt. Productivity suffers not because you lost discipline, but because the routine no longer serves the current version of your life. Adjusting routines is a sign of awareness, not weakness. It means you are paying attention. It means you respect reality instead of fighting it. A routine that fit a quiet season may not fit a demanding one. A routine built around high-energy mornings may fail when sleep patterns change. This does not mean you failed. It means life moved forward. Many people hold on to routines because they fear losing progress. They think change means starting over. In truth, adjustment preserves progress. It allows you to continue moving forward without burning out. Flexibility keeps momentum alive. The first step in adjusting routines is noticing resistance. Resistance shows up as constant avoidance, irritability, or exhaustion. When routines require excessive willpower, something is misaligned. Instead of pushing harder, pause and evaluate. Ask what has changed. The answer often reveals the need for adjustment. Routines should support energy, not drain it. When energy drops, routines must adapt. Shorter sessions, simpler goals, or different timing can restore flow. Productivity improves when routines match current capacity. Another common mistake is copying routines from a different phase of life. What worked before may not work now. Productivity requires honesty. Be realistic about time, energy, and focus. Adjust routines to reflect current constraints. Life conditions can also improve. More time becomes available. Stress decreases. Energy returns. Routines should expand accordingly. Holding on to minimal routines during high capacity limits growth. Adjustment works both ways. Adjusting routines also requires releasing perfection. Change feels messy at first. New routines take time to settle. Expecting immediate smoothness creates frustration. Give adjustments time to stabilize. Routines should be reviewed regularly. Not daily, but periodically. Reflection allows small corrections before problems grow. Small adjustments prevent major breakdowns. Many people associate routine change with failure. This belief keeps them stuck. Reframing adjustment as refinement changes perspective. Refinement improves systems. It does not erase effort. Life conditions also change emotionally. Motivation fluctuates. Stress rises and falls. Emotional capacity affects routine effectiveness. Adjusting routines to emotional state supports consistency. Health changes require routine flexibility. Illness, injury, or fatigue demand gentler structure. Pushing through physical limits leads to setbacks. Adjusting routines during health changes protects long-term progress. Relationships also influence routines. Family needs shift schedules, change priorities. Adjust routines must respect these changes to avoid conflict. Productivity that ignores relationships creates imbalance. Work environments change too. New roles, new expectations. New schedules require new routines. Holding on to outdated routines increases stress. Adjustment restores control. Adjusting routines does not mean abandoning core habits. It means changing how they are practiced. Reading less time, exercising differently. Working in shorter blocks. The habit remains, but the form evolves. Routines should be built around principles, not rigid steps. Principles adapt, steps change. This mindset allows flexibility without losing direction. Many people wait too long to adjust routines. They push through discomfort, hoping things will improve. Awareness speeds adjustment. Early changes reduce stress. Adjusting routines also improves self-trust. You prove to yourself that you can adapt. This confidence reduces anxiety during change. Change often brings uncertainty. Routines provide stability. Adjusted routines restore that stability. Even simple structure helps during transition. Letting go of old routines can be emotional. They represent past identity or success. Accepting change requires maturity. Growth involves release. Adjusting routines also encourages creativity. New approaches emerge. You discover better ways to work, rest, and grow. Productivity improves when routines feel supportive. When routines feel heavy, adjustment is needed. Listening to this signal prevents burnout. Routines should align with current goals. Goals evolve. Routines must follow. Misalignment creates wasted effort. Adjusting routines also requires patience. New routines need repetition. Initial inconsistency is normal. Stay flexible without quitting. Environmental changes also matter. New locations, new tools, new surroundings affect routine effectiveness. Adjust accordingly. Routines should simplify life, not complicate it. If complexity grows, reassess. Simplify where possible. Adjusting routines also means accepting temporary reduction in output. During transitions, productivity may dip. This is normal. Long-term stability matters more. Many people resist change because they fear losing control. Adjusting routines restores control by aligning with reality. Routine adjustment also reduces self-criticism. Instead of blaming yourself, you fix the system. This shift improves motivation. Life conditions change unpredictably. Flexible routines respond quickly. Rigid routines break. Adjusting routines also improves resilience. You learn to bend without breaking. This skill supports long-term growth. Productivity requires responsiveness. Adjusted routines respond to life rather than fight it. Routines should evolve as you evolve. Growth demands adaptation. Adjusting routines also encourages self-awareness. You notice needs, patterns, and limits. Awareness strengthens decision-making. Let routines serve life, not the other way around. Life is dynamic. Productivity must be too. Adjusting routines keeps progress alive during change. It allows consistency without rigidity. A productive life is not built on unchanging habits, but on adaptable systems that respond to life conditions, support steady growth. When routines adjust with life, productivity becomes sustainable. Effort feels aligned. Stress decreases. Progress continues. Change is inevitable. Adjustment is a choice. Choose adjustment and routines will remain allies instead of obstacles. This ability to adjust routines when life conditions change is not just practical, it is essential. It allows you to keep moving forward with clarity, balance, and respect for reality. Productivity that adapts survives. Productivity that resists fades. Adjust and continue. Number 10. Commit long-term to intentional daily growth. Long-term growth does not begin with a dramatic decision or a sudden burst of motivation. It begins quietly with a choice to take responsibility for your own improvement, day after day. Many people want change, but few are willing to commit to the process that change requires. They want results without patience and progress without persistence. A productive life understands that growth is not an event. It is a practice. Intentional daily growth means you stop leaving improvement to chance. You no longer hope that things will somehow get better. You decide that each day will include at least one action that moves you forward. That action does not need to be impressive. It needs to be deliberate. When growth is intentional, it compounds. Small effort repeated consistently produces results that surprise you over time. Most people overestimate what they can change quickly, and additionally underestimate what they can change steadily. This misunderstanding leads to frustration. They work hard for a short time, see little immediate payoff, and conclude that growth is not working. In reality, growth was working quietly beneath the surface. Long-term commitment allows time for results to catch up with effort. Daily growth builds identity. Each day you invest in learning, discipline, reflection, or skill development. You reinforce the belief that you are someone who improves. Identity drives behavior. When you see yourself as a growing person, you act like one naturally. Growth stops feeling forced and starts feeling normal. Intentional growth also requires direction. Growth without direction creates motion, but not progress. You must decide what kind of person you are becoming. Skills, character, habits, and mindset all grow in the direction you choose. Without intention, growth becomes scattered. With intention, it becomes focused. Daily growth does not demand large blocks of time. It demands consistency. 10 minutes invested daily is more powerful than hours invested occasionally. Consistency builds momentum. Momentum reduces resistance. Resistance is what stops most people, not lack of ability. Long-term commitment requires patience. Growth often feels slow while it is happening. You may not notice improvement day to day. This is where commitment matters. You trust the process, even when progress is invisible. Over time, patterns change, habits strengthen, and results emerge. Intentional growth also requires humility. You must accept that there is always more to learn. Growth begins where pride ends. When you remain teachable, you continue to improve. When you believe you already know enough, growth stalls. Daily growth includes reflection. Reflection turns experience into insight. Without reflection, experiences repeat without lesson. With reflection, lessons guide future action. This creates wisdom, not just activity. Growth also requires discipline. Motivation fades, discipline remains. Discipline ensures action even when enthusiasm is low. Long-term growth depends more on discipline than excitement. Intentional growth also demands honesty. You must be honest about strengths, weaknesses, and progress. Denial delays growth. Awareness accelerates. Honest self-assessment allows correction. Daily growth builds confidence slowly. Confidence grows from evidence. Each day you keep a commitment, learn something new, or improve slightly. You add evidence that you can change. This evidence strengthens belief. Long-term growth also includes rest. Growth happens during recovery, as well as effort. Rest allows integration. Integration deepens learning. Growth must be sustainable. Extreme effort leads to burnout. Sustainable effort leads to mastery. Intentional growth respects limits and plans for longevity. Daily growth also improves resilience. When growth is part of your identity, setbacks feel temporary. You recover faster. You learn instead of quitting. Growth requires choice. You choose to read instead of scroll. You choose to practice instead of postpone. These choices shape outcome. Intentional growth also requires focus. Trying to grow in too many areas at once dilutes effort. Choose a few priorities. Grow steadily. Long-term growth builds character. Character shapes decisions. Decisions shape destiny. This chain begins with daily choices. Growth also requires courage. You face discomfort. You step into unfamiliar territory. Growth rarely feels comfortable. Comfort rarely produces growth. Daily growth improves perspective. You see challenges as opportunities to learn. You respond thoughtfully instead of reacting emotionally. Long-term growth requires letting go of comparison. Comparing progress to others creates discouragement or arrogance. Compare yourself to your past. Measure improvement honestly. Growth also strengthens purpose. When you grow intentionally, life feels meaningful. You feel engaged with your own development. Daily growth also improves adaptability. You learn how to learn. This skill prepares you for change. Intentional growth includes skill development. Skills increase value. Value creates opportunity. Opportunity expands options. Growth also improves discipline in other areas. The habit of growth spills into health, relationships, and work. Long-term growth requires commitment, even when life gets busy. Busy seasons demand smaller actions, not abandonment. Adjust but continue. Growth also requires accountability. Accountability can be internal or external. Responsibility strengthens follow-through. Daily growth also improves emotional maturity. You become more patient. You manage reactions better. You think clearly under pressure. Growth is not linear. Some days feel strong. Some days feel slow. Commitment carries you through both. Intentional growth also sharpens focus. You become selective with time. You protect learning moments. Long-term growth creates confidence that is calm. It is not loud or rushed. It is grounded in experience. Growth also requires celebration. Recognize progress. Acknowledge effort. This reinforces behavior. Daily growth strengthens self-respect. You honor commitments to yourself. Self-respect builds self-trust. Long-term growth also improves leadership. You lead by example. Others notice consistency. Growth requires vision. Vision provides motivation when progress feels slow. Intentional growth also reduces regret. You know you are investing in yourself. Time feels well spent. Daily growth also increases clarity. Learning organizes thinking. Long-term growth requires letting go of shortcuts. There are none that last. Commitment replaces shortcuts. Growth builds patience. Patience supports endurance. Daily growth also improves confidence in uncertainty. You trust your ability to adapt. Long-term growth creates momentum that carries you forward even during doubt. Growth also improves satisfaction. Effort feels purposeful. Daily growth shapes habits. Habits shape lifestyle. Long-term growth demands consistency. More than brilliance, growth also builds resilience against discouragement. Intentional growth creates alignment between who you are and who you are becoming. Daily growth also strengthens focus during challenges. Long-term growth improves decision-making through experience. Growth requires curiosity. Curiosity keeps learning alive. Daily growth also improves communication through understanding. Long-term growth allows you to look back with pride. Growth also builds inner stability. Intentional growth is a quiet commitment. It does not seek applause. It seeks progress. Daily growth accumulates quietly. Years later, results speak loudly. A productive life commits to long-term intentional daily growth because it understands that improvement is a lifelong responsibility. You do not grow for a season. You grow for life. When growth becomes a daily habit, life continues to expand. You become more capable, more confident, and more grounded. This commitment shapes everything else. Long-term growth is not about becoming someone else. It is about becoming more of who you are capable of being. Commit daily, grow steadily, stay intentional. This is how a productive life is built and sustained.